So, gang, what do you think about your prime minister now? He's right out of the closet, letting everybody know that he's a globalist. Oh my God, sucking on that European milk. Gosh, it's good that he did that. That's exposing himself more. People that watch this, if you're with Carney on this, you're against the country you were raised in. Simple as that. This is it's hideous. Anyhow, on a lighter note, my name's Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. That was just upsetting to watch. I'm glad that he's doing this, though. He's digging his own hole. Dig it deep, Carney. You're only going in there once.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Madame la Présidente, dear Ursula. Thank you, Monsieur le Président, dear Antonio. Be careful what you wish for. The location of the next summit, you mentioned the Arctic, where I'm from. Last time the European Union was at a summit in the Arctic, it was in Iqaluit in February, which was a G7 summit. I remember it vividly. And I remember this. It was the start of the sovereign debt crisis that affected a number of countries in the world. Okay? Think about the difference between then and now. Think about the institutional changes in Europe. Think about what's happening in the world now in terms of the threats financially, the threats geopolitically, and the stability and the resilience of the European Union. And the fact that the European Union is looking to build positively. We're honored that part of this building is with Canada, but it shows how much has changed and how much changed when you stay true to your values and stay focused. Alors, we also, in this more dangerous and divided world, must be prepared to defend our people and our values, to secure our sovereignty and protect our allies. And to these ends, we will be in The Hague tomorrow with new commitments, significant commitments to our own and our mutual defense, meeting our NATO targets, further accelerating investments in coming years, but doing so, the EU and Canada, with this new security and defense partnership, which provides for this increased cooperation across the full spectrum of security. It will help us deliver on our new requirements for capabilities more rapidly and more effectively. It will help build our industries, secure our jurisdictions. So we are very pleased to be taking this important step towards participation in SAFE as part of Rearm Readiness Europe, bringing shared expertise, joint research and innovation. At its core, final word, Europe was born as a project of peace. And Canada, over the years, over the decades, has served alongside European allies in pursuit of that peace. It's that, in those circumstances, from Vimy to Juno, that the world came to know the value of our strength. But now we're working alongside the European Union to combat climate change, to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, and to protect, amongst other things, academic and scientific freedoms. In these ways, the world knows the strength of our values. And this partnership, which is in defense and security and economics, really builds the strength, builds those strengths in both our jurisdictions and lives up to our values. So with that, thank you for the partnership. It's not over. As you say, we have dinner, and I know in Europe, dinners are long and they involve a lot of work, at least when they're in this building. Other dinners in Europe are long and involve very little work, but this one will involve a lot of work, but so be it, because we have a lot of work to do. So with that, I'll hand back for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. We will now open the floor for some questions here in the room. The journalists will have to reach out to the microphones on both sides. Please identify yourselves and the media you work for. Sir.
Good evening. Murray Brewster with CBC News. My question is for Prime Minister Carney. Prime Minister, if you could answer in both French and English, I'd appreciate it. This partnership that you've signed today, and recognizing that there is still some negotiation to do, Europe has its own defense industrial capacity challenges right now, just like Canada does. Can you explain how this particular partnership that you've signed today is going to get military equipment into the hands of the Canadian forces quickly, how it's going to expand Canada's defense industrial base, and how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah. So thank you very much for the question. The first thing, in terms of the challenges / opportunities that exist both for Europe and for Canada, is that we're both embarking on major investments in our defense capacities. We have some complementarities that will allow us both to move more rapidly because we have excess capacity in certain areas. For example, one of the things we need in Canada is just straight munitions. Okay, a very simple thing. Cooperation in aerospace, where there are complementarities both in European leadership, but also some Canadian leadership as well. Complementarities in areas related to, sorry to use the jargon, but the defense industrial pledge, so related defense spending that has dual use or other uses. And President von der Leyen mentioned AI and cyber, those areas which will be incredibly important for defense. So right at the point where both of our jurisdictions need to increase to combat defense threats, we pool our resources, or we can pool much of our resources. We'll be more than the sum of the parts. And as we build up those resources, we can do those in a way that's complementary and mutually reinforcing. One of the ways we can pay for this is the fact that what we will do should be more efficient for both of us, should be more cost-effective for both of us. The second thing is to recognize that if we do this right, we will also be building our overall economic capacity, which will be part of what's self-reinforcing. Yes. Well, in terms of relative comfort, well, it's very hot in Washington right now and very humid. I'm sure the dinner will be better, with all due respect to our American friends. It'll be better than it would be in Ottawa. The dinner will be better tonight. Look, I would say in terms of the terms and what we discuss around an economic partnership, we have similar views in terms of the importance of labor standards. We have similar views in terms of addressing sustainability and building sustainability. I think we have similar views in terms of how we develop a true partnership in matters of defense. And I'll add one other point of, I don't want to say this is comfort, but it's effectiveness with respect to Ukraine. The European Union is preparing its 18th sanction package, a very significant package of sanctions. We've just released our latest sanctions, financial sanctions, against Russia, against the Shadow Fleet, against enablers of the Russian regime. We have just committed additional financing to the Ukrainian government and additional military assistance to Ukraine. As President von der Leyen mentioned, we will be participating in the foreign ministers here, we're participating in the reconstruction conference that Italy is leading on behalf of the European Union in a few weeks. Because we know, and this is the other element of comfort, that we will stand up and defend these fundamental values, international law, territorial integrity, the rights of state, and democracy as represented in Ukraine. So yes, we take comfort from that alignment, and it is a very effective partnership as a consequence. Thank you. In English, for years, for decades really, Iran has pursued nuclear weapons. Well, Iran has expressed a desire to eliminate the state of Israel, where the state of Iran has been a sponsor of terrorism, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and beyond. And where at least in our opinion, Canada has listed the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organization, active terrorist organization. These are violations of international law. These are the ones we looked at. Thank you. We're getting late, so I'll answer quickly. The first is that Look, what options are we considering? I'll give you an open answer. We'll do what's right for Canada. We're working hard to get a deal, but we'll only accept the right deal with the United States. The right deal is possible, but it's nothing's assured. But what we're going to do, irrespective of the outcome, is we are going to build trading relationships with like-minded partners, reliable partners, partners that are aligned with our values. It begins here, and you see the ambition in this partnership and the scope of ambition, and that's the future of trade. That's the future of trade. The future of trade is digital. The future of trade does take carbon into account. Carbon is trade, right? The future of trade, it does have this defense cooperation. It is consistent with industrial policy, recognizing that industrial policy amongst allies, we're all going to NATO, but only some of us in NATO are talking about an allied industrial policy that will make us stronger. That's the future of trade, not a narrow discussion on tariffs. Thank you.
What? Oh, yeah.
I got a little heated there in the intro. That's expected. I had just watched it like seconds before, and that was my reaction. How do you feel now? At least he's showing his true stripes, I guess. People aren't going to tolerate this, I hope. I don't feel like I'm a globalist. I'm a Canadian. Just very disappointed with the way our country's been run for about a decade, maybe longer. Anyhow, Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe, get notified. Come and watch one of our live shows. Let me know in the comments what you think. No matter what side you take on the issue, I do want to know. I'm here to listen and learn from, learn how crazy some people are and how sensible and frustrated others are. Aaron, Canadian Looney, we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Eat the bugs. Later, gang.
What?